Hello, I'm Axel Scheffler. I'm an illustrator for children's books, and I'm going to show you how I draw an elephant in my style, in the Axel Scheffler way. I would start by doing a pencil drawing first, and they've got huge ears, and then they've got quite bulgy, long trunk, and then the big tusks, and a little eye. And then the mouth is always quite difficult. And then I take my dip pen, which looks like this, what people used to write with. So I would start, just like many children when they draw at school or in the nursery, by doing the outlines. Of course, you can use anything to do a drawing. You don't have to have a dip pen like that. You can use felt pens, and you can use your fingers, and you can use brushes or color pencils. So the tusks are sometimes, you also have to look where they are actually attached when you want to draw them, which is not so easy. Tusks are obviously the big thing why elephants are being killed in Africa in large numbers, and we have to protect them. And maybe I can add a little frog just to show the scale. Oh, that's too big really. And then I can start coloring in. Now I've got lots and lots of little ink bottles, liquid watercolors. So I've noticed they're grey, but they're also quite brownish. I've got my own special technique of drawing, but there are many, many other ways of drawing. What I'm doing is basically the same what any child could do. I'm basically using watercolors and color pencils. It's very, very good for children to try out lots of things and experiment with lots of different paints and colors, because the more you try out, the more interesting your pictures become. But it needs to dry. It dries quite quickly, but sometimes I'm not patient enough and then I mess it up. I can start doing the color pencils. I'm doing a bit of shading, so a little bit darker on one side and lighter on the other side, so that gives it a bit of volume. I use the same colors as with the inks. I use darker and lighter grays and browns to get the elephant color right. But this strengthens the colors, it makes them vibrant really. And it makes the animal look a little bit more realistic. I do try to give them a lot of expression, so you kind of feel sympathetic towards the animal. You kind of feel a certain likeness, and you think you might know what the animal is kind of thinking. And I'm trying to give a lot of expression to all my characters, and I think that's part of the secret of the success, why the books are so popular. But the last thing I would do, which I'm going to do now, I think, is to redraw the outlines and maybe add again a few more little details, like a few little hairs on top, wrinkles. So now we give him a little smile. So I don't think this back line is I'm not very proud of that, and I don't think it's very realistic. I don't think elephants really look like that, but if you show that picture to anybody, then ask what it was, nobody would say it's a rhino or a hippo. There's always a little bit of freedom for artists to draw their own version of the animals. So we can get away with a lot. So there it is.